All right. Okay, so this is, going to be super free flowing, but this is mostly for the YouTube. Okay, but having said that, I'm very honored that you guys are here. Okay, so I want to get a quick introduction.
So my name is Purnang Jain. I'm from Delhi.
Okay.
I've been into the board game hobby for a while now. I have like 125 games myself.
Oh, fantastic.
Now I want to get into this a little more seriously, and we want to start our own publishing house
Okay.
and like start community
Publishing house. Anish, remember.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's the journey that I'm on right now.
Okay. What do you do as a day job?
So I am a software developer.
Okay.
So that I was running my company previously.
Why publishing and not design?
I want to get into publishing. I think design. There are a lot of designers already in India that are available. I want to create that path so that their game can come into India. So I think as a designer, we'll still be limited to how many games come into India. As a publisher, we can control that flow.
You know, there's a gold mine there, no?
Yeah,
the other.
Why do you think I traveled from Delhi to here?
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much for coming, and that too with the Champions Pass. Really cool. All right.
I'm Praveen.
You're from Coimbatore.
Yeah.
Okay. So the interesting thing in this crowd, in fact, the crowd who generally come to our workshops also, they come from all walks of life in the supply chain, in the life cycle of a game. People are there in the design, people are there into graphic design and illustrations that actually are used in games. How can we make more illustrations, right? And manufacturers, we have 4 manufacturers downstairs. Okay. In fact, one of the manufacturer is Manu Graphics. He makes all of our games. He's just 1 kilometer down the road. And when I tell this to Firangs, no, their minds will blow because they're like, they're waiting for 9 months for a game to come to them. Right. So anyway, I'll tell you more about that story. So again, publisher. We never had a publisher scouting for designers till the last, I think, in the last 4-5 years.
So we've been enticed by board games for the last 2 years.
Okay. You're in the same team?
So, yeah, he's my brother.
Okay.
We've been into serious board gaming for the past 2 years, but then we've always been into board gaming for a very long time. And we want to take it one step further, and we are about to open our cafe in Coimbatore. And I came here to meet all the publishers, all the game designers, and we've already met.
Yes. So the interaction with Mervin was very strange, actually. But your name, Mervin and?
Praveen.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So how I met Mervin, suddenly we got a message that, hey, I'm opening a cafe and need games. Okay, so we have a board game store called Board Games Bazaar. Again, I'm not very proud to say this because that's the only board game store in India where you can actually walk in and buy games, right? So he called up, that was the interaction, right? And then I told you, dude, come to Ttox.
Yeah.
He said, 1 week away, what are you doing? So Kumaran is coming, and I think you got an amazing deal on some of the games, right? A crazy deal. Some of the distributors who couldn't come here, they gave a pre-order sheet. And I haven't seen those kind of rates. Those kind of rates in history of that company being there. So it's called Tabletop Universe. He's sitting on 2 crores of inventory. Today, in 2025, he has 800 copies of Azul. And he was selling it at 6,000. I'm like, dude, people can buy 2 copies of that in US and come down, right? So there is a huge disconnect in this entire industry, which we are trying to solve by bringing them under one roof. That is the main origin of Ttox also. Yeah. Anish?
Yeah. So I'm from Dollar.
Yeah. Anish is like a brother from another mother for me. Yeah.
So I've been part of Ttox from the first edition too.
He is our first sponsor any day, anytime. I think I just told him, I didn't even complete the sentence. He's like, okay, how much do you want? And he transferred double the amount of sponsorship that I asked. I asked for 12K or something. He transferred 25K. So that is the kind of...
No, it's good that Ttox is promoting the board game culture. Which
Yeah.
So as long as the number of...
Dude, having you as a supporter, motivates the heck out of us. So thank you so much, Anish, again, as usual. So Anish uh, opens up a new business almost every 6 months. Okay. So you'll have to watch out for this guy. He is very fast, very quick, pivots. He understands the trend. He'll be one of the first people to enter the market. Hi. So super cool. Thanks, Anish, for supporting.
The opening one in Bangalore.
Yeah.
Invite me.
It's a 3-floor, 3-story building for all experiences, I think, right?
Yeah, PCPS and then board game.
Exactly. So he's like an entrepreneur. He'll come in like a sports car everywhere.
Now,
Yeah.
not an EV. EV is not.
Oh, yeah, which cost 25 lakhs. Yes.
Hi, I'm Akansha. I run a small group in Hyderabad, which is about
We put you on the spot the moment you walked into the door. She's like, shit.
I just say what I want to say.
Yeah. So we are all here in the same boat, man. Yeah. So awesome. Hi. Welcome. Anybody who walks in the door is the first person to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Neha.
No, she's not done yet. You can sit.
You take over.
Yeah.
I.
So, which is this place in Hyderabad?
Sikandrabad.
Sikandrabad.
Yeah.
Okay.
I recently moved to Hyderabad. I've been playing games for a while now, 7-8 years. I love strategy games. I can game for 8-9 hours.
Are you from Get On Board or something?
No.
Okay.
This is Lab.
Clap.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Kunal and you are a team. Got it.
Get on board is in Gurgaon.
Which one?
Get on board is in Gurgaon.
No, there's one in Hyderabad also. That was the OG board game. All the celebrities and all would go there actually. Just give me 1 second. Hi, Tejasvi. Hello. Okay, no idea. All right. So thanks for coming from Hyderabad. How did you come? Drive? I hope you have enough space.
To take some games back.
Yeah.
I'm considered that.
Sorry, 1 second. Tejasvi. Hey, I'm in the Ttox. Yeah, tell me. Is it, if it's urgent, ask Shweta. She's on the group. You can just find Shweta Mosaic. Yeah. All right. Bye. Okay. Sorry. How about you? Neha. Yes.
From Bangalore only.
Okay.
I run a enjoy library for kids, and we love to play board
What?
games.
When?
Enjoy
Where?
library for kids.
Oh, yeah. I remember pinging you. Yeah. Unnati, right?
Yes.
Got it. Huh?
So, love playing board games and not bigger strategy and probably try Splendor and Catan only, but mostly focus on kids
Okay.
board games. So
Fantastic.
so that we can get them
Yeah.
on board.
So there's a whole army of kids who are making people play games. That's the thing. When we started with board games and introducing board games to people, a lot of people, I mean, whenever I'd show them YouTube channels, because have you seen the amount of content around board games on YouTube? It's crazy, right? Everything is run by millennials. So it kind of gives an impression that it's only for adults. Right? And then we went to one of the conventions in Ahmedabad. We had all these kids, man, like 8-year, 9-year-old. I'm sitting right next to them in another table and making Janta play Valam Kali. And this kid has explained Splendor or something. And the adults who are playing the game, they're asking, hey, she's saying you can't take 2 of the same color until there's a stack of 4. Is that right? I'm like, yeah, it's correct. And she's like, I told them. The kid is so enthusiastic. It's so cute. And that blew my mind. I was like, they had like 12 kids with adorable t-shirts and they were running the whole show. So Ahmedabad as a market is a very, it's the most queued market I've ever seen in my life. So there are management dudes there from IIM and Ahmedabad, the management association and stuff, right? And you have the cutting edge designers there, right? You have NID, you have NFT, and Nirma, Anand. And these guys are creative people who are coming up with crazy stuff. And the management people are like, no, cut this, cut this, cut this, cut this. This is not going to, product market fit, cost, cogs, and all of that. This designer is like, what are you saying? So there's always a crazy clash happening there. Okay, but I have seen that synergies coming out of from these kind of interactions are amazing. Okay, I'm going to keep rambling stuff like this because I don't know when I'll actually share all of these with you guys. Jatin,
So my name is Jatin.
Jatin, I had to kick his ass to come to Ttox.
So still undecided until Wednesday, until Thursday. Then I decided to because I think this is my fourth Ttox that I've come. Coimbatore I missed. And firstly for me, I came across board gaming about 2 years ago, and it's worked wonders for my mental health. I'm somebody who has ADHD, so I usually go for light to medium strategy games. Anything more complex, it's slightly difficult. But for me, it's like a fun way to meditate, because you have to be there in the present. Because in meditation also they say be in the present, be in the present. So you have to focus there. You can't think something else. You have to be there and you have to see what others are doing, what you are doing. So for me, it's like a fun way to meditate. And because I benefited so much, now I'm sort of on a mission to spread this hobby. At least I'm starting small with my friend circle and then their friends. So slowly it's growing. I have a board game community that I run in. I did a soft launch last year. Then some personal problems happened.
In Mysore, in Bangalore only. Okay.
Then some personal problems happened. So
No, we are with you, man. We are here to support you.
So now this year I'm gonna fully focus on it because it needs. Most of you know it needs like a consistent effort. Week on week we have to do it.
If you want to build a community, you don't have a choice. You will have to go there.
Yeah.
Like even if there was one person here, I would still have this talk.
Yeah.
That one person, I've shifted him from level 0 to level 1 with the knowledge of the industry. That's how the entire community works also. So thanks, Jatin.
Yeah.
Even though car was broken, last minute train, I'm so happy. This is what, again, I'm saying, the spirit of Ttox. So
Yeah, I love the energy here.
What's the community?
It's called Jizo Board Games. It's very small right now.
It's
Just
okay.
started.
Get to your start.
yeah. So our Hyderabad, Coimbatore, Delhi, Chennai, Bangalore. Only one person from Bangalore and me. Amazing.
I'm Deepika Arun. I've been a board gamer for quite some time now. My family keeps saying you sell kidneys to buy board games, because I bought Scythe and but then I think I've always loved board games and I love strategy games and these long format games. Setting up takes 60 minutes, that's like yes. Right? So that's the kind of board games I love playing.
Fantastic.
I run an activity center for children called Chula, and the idea is to help children learn essential socio-emotional skills.
Have you met Santosh?
Santosh Subramanian.
Yeah.
We've known.
You know. Okay,
Yeah.
great. I got to meet him after 7 years.
Okay. I think I'm also meeting him after 7 years.
He's
but I know-
always running around somewhere. So yeah, I'm happy that you came. Yeah.
So we have a library. We have a library of books and games, about 200 games and 2,500.
Which part of Chennai?
Nanganadu, near the airport.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a coffee also done actually. Board game heaven.
Yes, they opened last
He'll know everything. Okay. Entrepreneur. I'm telling you. Any cutting edge business, he'll be the first person to take the risk.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the idea is to help children develop a love for reading and games.
Reading rule books also.
Sorry. Yes, so last week we had a board game camp, right? All they did was just read instruction books.
Fantastic.
They just had to read instruction books, and doesn't matter if you can't finish playing the game, just read the instruction book over and over.
Exactly.
So they read a different instruction book every day. So that was the camp.
What was the age group?
It was 10 to 50.
Wow.
Yeah.
You make
That's-
them explain the game to someone else.
Yes. On the last day, we called the parents, and the child has to explain the games to the parents.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hi. Please introduce yourself. We put the spotlight on anybody who walks in. So come forward. Come forward. No, I'm kidding. But yeah.
Let's finish.
Yeah. Sorry.
So 2 years back, I designed my first game based on Ponniyin Selvan.
Show it.
I
Flaunt it, yes.
So this is I think the first game based on a Tamil book, and the idea was to help people get into reading and through a game. Can they get introduced to books through a game
And Indian art.
yes, Indian
Right.
art. My cousin is the illustrator of all the.
No, even the stories which were written by these authors long, long ago.
Yes.
Yeah, vernacular history coming to light through games is amazing.
Fantastic,
I
yes.
would like to develop more games. I'm in the process of designing my second game. This was all trial and I wouldn't say error because we did sell quite a few copies.
Yeah.
But I knew that I could have done this better if I had better knowledge. So now that I'm in the
Now you're here at Ttox.
so I
All of the roadblocks are overcome.
I mean that's amazing to
Yeah.
know. Yeah. So that's me.
Thank you so much, Deepika.
Alright. Hello everyone. I'm Ahan. So this kind of world, like tabletop games and everything is very new for me. This is like the first event I've
New, some lot of new. Yeah, okay.
I wanted to explore what is this industry all about.
Fantastic.
What do its people do? So that's why I'm here.
Great. Which part of India are you from?
I come from actually Chhattisgarh, Raipur, but I'm studying currently in Banapur, Orissa.
So you came for Ttox.
Yeah, and for a few other works. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you're the one who booked it from Chhattisgarh.
No, there's one more person.
Yeah. So any point of the day when we would go on our Google Analytics, we were seeing. Sorry, just give me 1 second. Hello, Anil. Huh. Cafeteria ಮೇಲೆ ಚಾಯ್ ಟೀ ಇಟ್ಟಿದಾರಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಯಾ ಬೈ ಫುಡ್ okay so I don't know how many of you know about me. Let me give you a quick introduction. So I am the only person in India who's burnt the most amount of fingers. Okay, and I think that's the main reason why people talk to me. I at least know what you shouldn't do. So we started a journey in 2018. That's recording, no? Once in a while, take a look at it.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So new person. Yes, introduce yourself. You introduced last time, but
Okay. I am Kavya. I'm a user experience designer.
oh,
And I have played quite a few games in last 2.5 years.
fantastic.
It's my first time in Ttox.
How many of you have played Indian games? I just wanted to quickly understand. Oh, mind blowing. Okay. Crazy. So, this, I think today in 2025, we are seeing this kind of penetration of Indian games. I think, so when we started in 2017, December 24th, I remember, I created, I was a cinematographer then. Before that, a business analyst working in Hollywood, building all applications for them. This was the time when BlackBerry was the smartest phone. Okay. So I used to work with Sony Pictures and Universal Studios and all that, and kept thinking, man, every time, people would call me for a game night. This was long ago, decades ago, 20 years ago. They would always say, hey, come, we'll play, I thought they'll be drinking beer and playing poker or bridge or something. That's how we stereotype, these Firangs because of movies and comics and stuff. I went there, there's like this massive wall of games. I'm like, what is this, right? That's how we got introduced to gaming, and that's it. There's no going back after that. Our collection, all of that library and everything that you see is our collection from, I don't know, this is probably 1/4 of the collection that we have. But what blew my mind was after my 10 years of career as a cinematographer in Cusp Concepts, we got featured in newspapers and all of that. But what blew my mind was when I had my son, everybody around that entire universe in that age group were on tablets. My own cousins, right? They're at a table, they're having a conversation or lunch or dinner or something, one tablet there, some, not even Peppa Pig, at least I'll watch. It was some really bad thing, okay? That's when I was like, shit, we need to do something. If we don't correct that behavior today, it's going to go mad. It's similar, right? Traffic also. Like today, you see Indian traffic, they drive like maniacs, right? How do you correct it? What is the way that you can correct? Hi, okay. Introducing all of you will be tough. Why don't you come forward? I am talking to empty chairs here. Yeah, look out for the camera. Oh, okay. We have an amazing group of people here. Yeah, so I was just introducing our journey before we jump into the state of the industry. So when we started, that was one trip to Japan, a backpacking trip, which I went alone because my wife was like, I'm not eating raw fish and all that. She's a vegetarian. So we went there. I mean, we traveled everywhere. We went to Toys R Us. We went everywhere, right? We used to pick up games. That one trip to Japan was what, made us. I mean, I came back to Bangalore and I was like, dude, we need to do something. You know what happened? In Toys R Us in Japan, how many of you have been to Japan? Okay, you'll go now. So, in Toys R Us in Japan, there is an entire wall, like that full stretch, okay, where you can build your own railway track. Railway track. You know how it is in India, right? You'll be familiar, toy designer, right? Kevin's a toy designer here. We have some legends here. Hari Chandana, I don't know why you were hiding all this while. She makes amazing dice by hand. Yeah, you should check it out. Others, I don't know. I might have said hi, hello, but my memory sucks. So, like, how these mobile phone case covers are kept on the wall, right? There were railway tracks. Okay, you could walk in with 150 yen and go out with a complete thing, and you can keep upgrading. So it was a modularized product, right? You could customize it, you could choose your trains, you could choose your the individual cars, I mean the bogies, right? I was like, dude, this is what we need in India. This is Oyo. Right? 150 yen, that is not even 80 rupees. India, you buy a railway track, the whole railway set, one engine breaks, gone. And it always breaks. It's horrible, right? Everything was modularized. So this is a railway thingy. I'm like, oh my God, I took a photo. I still have that. It changed my life. Okay. And then there was something called Sylvester Family, where you build these toy houses. You could choose the photos on the walls. That level of customization and modularity. I was so blown away. And we come to India, you go to, I mean, Hamleys was not even there. There was Landmark, and I think Landmark was the only toy store then. This side, Marvel, Avengers, okay, ugly looking action figures, right? You know that action figures that are in three prices, right? The cheap ones, you can't even make out if it is Spider-Man, right? And then as you go higher, you have more articulation and stuff. And then pink side is all Barbie. It's like so stereotyped, right? Boy, go there. Girl, go there. My cousins' children, all girls, okay. They want to play like DIY kits and stuff like that. So it was like girls, DIY kits, all that crafts stuff, right? It's so stereotyped. So you won't believe it. My son studies in one area where a brigade school, the same school which is right opposite, but it's in Malleshwaram, the other end of the city. In the same vicinity, there's a mall. So I would go to Landmark, stand there in the morning, listen to all the conversations. Okay, I've been kicked out from Landmark many times because I used to spend way too much time there and would start recommending them, don't buy anything here. There's one place there, go buy there. Okay. Landmark bookstore in Orion Mall, right? So the conversations were very interesting. The parents would be like telling the child, you can buy anything you want, but 500 rupees, right? You might have seen this kind of a behavior as well. That was India in 2017-18. Today, if you have the right product, forget toys, board game market. They don't even bat an eyelid. Somebody said that Deepika was saying that she gives away kidneys for games. Who's all have you given off? Entire family.
There's a joke that I want to raise my kids as board gamers, so
Exactly.
they don't have to drugs and alcohol.
100%, 100%. You know, my son showed it to me recently. I was like, okay, nice. I'm glad that he understands. He's actually running a D&D campaign tomorrow. So around this time, I started looking at this market because India as a toy market or a board game market was non-existent. Board games, snakes and ladders, same old Hasbro stuff, right? My parents used to play Monopoly, and I remember designing my first Monopoly when I was like 6 or 7, right? I was like, what is happening? Then I stumbled on one crazy metric, which I think you will also be blown away. Okay. So the world toy market, I mean, why do I know this? We started pitching to investors because we were a startup, right? Like morons and naive people. We went and pitched to investors without even a business model. Okay. So the world toy market is $110 billion and it hovers around that. Okay. In the last 8 years, it's gone up, down, right? I'll tell you the reason also, but it's hovers around 100 to $110 billion. Okay. In this, board games, DIY kits, jigsaw puzzles, construction kits, your Lego, everything falls under the umbrella of toys. Sadly. Okay. Except in Germany. In Germany, board games is a separate section. It's called hobby gaming or Spiel. You might have heard of Spiel as a word, right? So that entire section is dedicated to board games. All right. So in this $110 billion market, world market, 45% of that is just US. US's consumption. 45%, almost half of the world's market is just that small 300 million people sitting in that country, right? 300 million people. We are 1.4 billion people. And every time you go to a mall, you'll see people just wasting away thousands and thousands of rupees on random shit, right? So I'm thinking something is wrong, right? We are 1.4 billion people. And I started asking people, getting these metrics where just the upper middle class families in India, right, is 350 million. Just the upper middle class who actually pay without even bargaining. That's bigger than 90% of the population of all the countries, if you see individual countries. Something is messed up, right? Can you tell me what is India's consumption in that $110 billion? What is our share in that market? Can you guess?
For toys? Or just board?
Yeah, toys. Board games is even minuscule.
Toys?
Yeah, what do you think? Give me a percentage. 10%?
No, $10 billion.
3-4%? $10 billion. $10 billion is 10%, no?
Oh,
Out of 110, yeah.
1%.
12. Anybody, any wild guesses?
0.3.
Huh?
0.5. 0.3.
Oh, somebody is Googling. You won't believe it. Good to see you. Point 0.5%, right? It's not even a freaking whole number. Can you imagine? We are a country so huge, such a huge market. It doesn't make sense. And we are a country full of nerds. You switch on WhatsApp, put one logical reasoning question. Your uncles, aunties in the middle of the night, they'll wake up and start responding. Right? And what is the access to games for them, right? The accessibility is crap. Even during COVID, so we started a board game design group 7-8 years ago called Game Design Lab. I don't know how many of you know about it. Now I actually call it Don't Design Lab. You put a concept there, they'll kill it. They're like, who are you, useless fellow, designing this game? Okay. So we started that group, and there were like, what, 4-5 people who were like, Phalgun, where did you get dice made? I'm like, dice 2020, in 21st century, it shouldn't be a challenge. There are no dice manufacturers in India. Okay, we have one sitting here, but there are no dice manufacturers in India. And the first dice was found in the Indus Valley. You can actually Google this. I was blown away. Something is not adding up, right? And I started researching about who are the players. During COVID, I remember these design group were like, "Oh, India will not buy games. India will not buy games. They will not buy strategy games. They'll not buy medium games. Forget Catan. Forget paying $4,000 for a game and all." Right? That's because they're not even there in the store. You walk to a board game or toy store. What do you get there? Monopoly and stuff like that. Once you understand what are the roadblocks, right? Because India relies on something called a distribution channel. Some of you have sold games, you'll understand, right? I'm sure you were snubbed when they said you have only one game, right? What was the reason they gave?
Too small.
Too small.
Size,
Somebody has to teach the game.
Yeah.
So these are some of the roadblocks we realized. Okay. So we were like, okay, we'll do direct to consumer. What middleman and all? We'll put it on Amazon. This D2C as a term, no, is a scam. Okay. And the funny thing is, so during COVID, one of the IIM Ahmedabad, the marketing professor, stumbled on our games. So he actually said, I wanted to buy a board game and I found your game on the 13th page. I was like, shit, okay. I didn't even care about Amazon and Flipkart. We had our own site and we were building our own community. This was 2018-19. And 2020, when this COVID happened, I get a email from this professor saying, I want to make a case study on your business. I'm like, Azza, I'm running out of one small house, room in my house upstairs where my dog sleeps next to me. I design games in the night, right? He's like, you want to make a case study on this? He's like, we're tired of making case studies for these students who are studying entrepreneurship on Titan and Birla and all of these things, right? So they want to do something from scratch. This is a perfect thing. I'm like, okay, sure. That case study got selected for Harvard. And then they made another case study. And then they made the third case study. So they have been following our journey more than us. Okay. So the funny thing is, apparently, in the first case study, I have been pitching to them that D2C is the way to go. And now I'm like, D2C is scam. Okay. Because I have seen you might have seen as well, right? When people come face to face, the sales happen in seconds. When people add a game into Amazon, it's sitting in the cart, somebody has to remind, Amazon will remind. If it's a D2C brand, you have to say 10% extra if you buy it now, right? But we actually have sold, me and my wife, my wife was still a project manager in Cognizant. In 2019, she joined the company. We went to Comic-Con with nothing to sell. Literally, I had to make t-shirts to sell to make at least recover some money from the stall, okay? And there was just one banner like this at the back which said, High Time India got cool new toys and games. That's it. Okay. I ran one Facebook ad. We got some 21,000 followers. I didn't have Instagram then because I had a Nokia phone. We were just blown away. At that Comic-Con, some 22,000 people hit us. We were overwhelmed. I had like 3D printed kurkure looking, miniatures with one dice. Literally, it looked like orange kurkure. Okay. I thought that will be the closest to skin color, but it looked horrible. Anyway, we got hit. They were like, take my money, I want a game. Take my money, I want a game. Okay, I was like, game, I haven't even manufactured. We haven't even thought of it. I've just made one Facebook page, ran an ad for $1,000 and people were like, are you sure you're Indian and all of that? So this was lean startup funda where is there even that pull or that interest? Do you have that hook where people want to know more about you? So we started getting a lot of people to our site and everything my site had was put your email ID, we'll get back to you. People started coming there, going to our Instagram profile, liking us there or the Facebook page and liking us there. That takes a lot of convincing. How are they organically convinced that without even me telling them to come, right? That means there is something. So that is how it started. Now, after many, many years, we have had the opportunity to build this business ground up. So we have a publishing company called Mosaic Games. Again, all I'm saying here is we are the only people in India who burnt our fingers the most. Okay. So I'm not saying we are the most experienced. We are experienced in what we shouldn't do. This is what I was telling the others as well when we started. So we started a publishing company called Mosaic. We had to change our original company called Dice Toy Labs to Mosaic because Dice Toy Labs, the word toy was killing the credibility as a publisher. And why did we have to do that? Because we got selected to go to Essen Spiel and have a booth there. We never knew. How many of you know what Essen Spiel is? You haven't heard of Essen Spiel? Okay, let me give you a perspective. So, do you know the OG Comic Con happens in San Diego? That attracts 50,000 footfalls. Forget that. Tirupati attracts 75,000 footfalls. Okay, if you just Google maximum visitors to Tirupati in a day, it is 50,000 to a lakh during a festive season. Essen Spiel, one small town called Essen in Germany, okay, attracts 4 to 5 lakh visitors a day, all gamers. The ground shakes when they're like zombies. Like, it's crazy. Okay. And we got selected to present. We are like some Indian company. Who the hell will care, right? I'm looking at the history of Essen. No Indian company has gone. And there are 1,200 stalls. We are like, nobody's going to care about us. And the crazy thing about Essen, after we presented there, exhibited there, we got bombarded. Like, we landed there. I remember connecting to the airport Wi-Fi and I'm getting messages after messages saying, congrats, 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 congrats. I'm like, okay, what is this? Some influencer, have you heard of Naveen and Monique? They make a YouTube channel called Before You Play. It's wonderful. Check them out. You might have seen, right? So they had picked Chayakaram as the top 10 most anticipated game at Essen out of 16,000 games. So we didn't know, right? We go there, we go to the booth, we have a queue. They're like, we want to play Chayakaram, we want to play Indus, we want to play Karigare Taj. You have no idea. I would have shat in my pants that day. Okay, 4 lakh people, and our thing is in front of one of the gates which open. You can actually go to our Instagram, you can see the zombies walking in, right? So we got bombarded. We were like, okay, this is the. So then we started thinking about what is enticing. Today, I'm talking to you guys, and I'm super proud. We are in the right time. This is the golden era for Indian games. Okay, this is from a designer and publisher perspective. The world looks at Indian games as exotic, right? Because till now, Desi themed games are crap, which are designed by Firangs. Do you know there's a game called Taj Mahal by one of my favorite designers called Reina Kanizia?
Yeah.
You're building 50 plus Taj Mahals in that. And it's apparently the headquarters for the Mughal. So you're actually building the admin team at every headquarter. That is how you bid and build a team and stuff. One Google search, right? How can you block yourself to such an extent that you think that there are so many Taj Mahals across India, right? That is so sad. Forget that. There is one game called, recently it came, right? Amritsar, where you're building the Golden Temple with elephants. Where the hell did the elephants migrate to? To Punjab. So we all commented, okay? And there was one more game called Ganesha. You can Google this on Board Game Geek. You go to Ganesha on Board Game Geek. It's a nice, beautiful. You keep it in one Indian store, they'll start doing puja to it. Okay, it has nothing on it. It just says Ganesha. Beautiful artwork. Nothing to do with Ganesha. Nothing to do with the reason or the traits we know about Ganesha, stuff like that, right? I mean, I'm a hardcore atheist, but I know stuff. Okay, everybody knows. We've all stumbled on spirituality or mythology or all of these things. So in Tucker, who was running Hero Quest, both of us started commenting on the Kickstarter for this game, saying this is really bad that you're representing Indian themes like this. It's nothing to do with Ganesha. She was a Romanian designer, had no clue. She said, I came to India, I saw Ganesha bakery, Ganesha medicals, Ganesha hair cutter. It's true. Today, when you travel, just look at the stores. They're all after some god, right? Shiva charts, right? I mean, you can't help it. That was her reason, right? Now, what's happened is recently, when we launched our games, we got an email from one of the professors of MIT's head of the Department of Game Design. He sent an email saying, finally, there are games coming out of India with the Indian themes representing India in the right light. Like Rajas of the Ganges, right? It's an amazing gameplay. And then you suddenly hit upon this thing where you use dice to manipulate karma. You're commoditizing karma in that. When did the commoditize karma, right? I give away karma, I can change something, right? If I keep going on, Meenakshi temple is another one. The designer was like, he designed a game with all white, some Greek temple. Somebody said it's not colorful, so he googled for a color. He's put this literally as the reason why Meenakshi temple, he chose Meenakshi temple as a theme. And you can actually go to Board Game Geek and see the box cover. You'll see some African Somalians walking around with that whole headgear and attire and all. It's crazy. So why is this happening? The reason this is happening is because games that are coming out of India are not getting into the mainstream, right? Like for example, you sold 1,200, right? So we have a bunch of designers downstairs who sold around 10, 20. I mean, we also have sold around 10, 20,000 of our games, right? Still, it's not mainstream, right? Why? Because the entire market is outside India. That is what we want to change today. Why are we depending on US market to buy our games? Because they are comfortable with medium, heavy complexity and stuff like that, right? All of you here also like medium complexity and games like that, right? And there are Indian designers who are actually making it. Unfortunately, they don't know the process. Game design as a career hasn't become a mainstream thing. One of the game designers who used to work with me, his mom and dad forced him to leave the job to join some oil rig in Saudi Arabia. Right now, he's there, and he's still designing games in his container. It's called Jollykin Games. You'll find it in the store. Brilliant designer. I mean, I was so happy to have him on the team. What is happening, right? So when you actually analyze the Indian market, see, right now we are so dependent on America and Europe buying our games because they find it enticing. You don't even have to explain. You show a game and say this has roll and write as a mechanic, they'll buy it. You say this is an engine builder or a deck builder, they'll buy it. In India, if you say deck builder, they're like, what is that? Right? The problem is they don't have access. This was 2-3 years ago. 2-3 years ago, when we used to develop games, like we used to make Nama Bengaluru and all that, we made a game called Nama Bengaluru with traffic and everything. You demolish a park, you build a house. Okay, all that was there in the game. It's a tile building game. And people would gravitate to that. They're like, ooh, there's a Vidhan Sauda and all, right? They'd buy the game and they're like, dude, this is super complex. And actual gamers are like, this is super simple. How many of you have seen Nama Bengaluru? Have you seen Nama Bengaluru? You've seen. Oh, you have a copy, right? Oh man, I still can't believe it. This was 7-8 years ago. You have Chariots also.
No, I don't know.
Okay. So we started launching a lot of Indian themed games, which are very, when we design a game, we make the theme and the gameplay go hand in hand. It should transport you into the world, not just based on some, like, have you played Cascadia? Why is a salmon in the grassland? Somebody said there's an underwater current, it seems, in a desert, right? It's a totally pasted on theme. And there are a lot of designers who actually, like Calico also. Is there anybody from Leela Gurukulam here? Okay. So there is a word called Calicode. So this happened one time when these guys were playing the game and they got so bored with the game. One guy came to the table and started distributing cats to everybody because they were so bored. And one person just toppled the table. So from then on, we called it Calicode. Okay. Calico is you're building a pattern based on certain objectives. If you fulfill that objective, you get points. Okay, there are different pattern objectives like A next to A next to B, and stuff like that. That's it. The game is, and one cat will come and sit there based on some particular. When you fulfill a particular goal or an objective or a milestone, that cat will come and sit there. That is the game. You're building a quilt. Okay, nothing to do with the theme. It's a pattern building game, right? So we started seeing a lot of Indian designers jumping into the mainstream. In fact, I have pushed quite a lot. I mean, Siddhant, he was the designer for our game Chai Garam. So we co-design all our games. Okay. We actually ran a contest around 2-3 years ago, and we got 56 game submissions. Beautiful games. And Chai Garam was one of them, which was the challenge was you had to design a game with just 18 cards. Why? In one sheet, when you send to print, right? One side is 18 cards, another side is 18 cards. If I can monetize just this section into a game, like Love Letter is 21 cards, man. We pay 1,350 for it in retail. It's crazy, right? So that's when you realize this gamer community, they don't look at the cost of making a game. So you see the learnings we had. Who is the demographic? Is there a demographic? Where is the demographic? How to sell? What are the products? Right? Now you're selling to India. We made a major mistake making shit complex games first. And then realized these games, Indians will not even look at it. Karigare Taj, brain burner. Chai Garam also is sort of a brain burner. Startups and beyond, we designed it. That stock luckily got over because all business schools started buying it. After Shark Tank happened, because they're like, oh, entrepreneurship. Until then, you're like, oh, what is this? Right? And then they're like, oh, I can choose a product, I can choose this. Should I patafy investors? You can see all that entire life cycle in that game. Okay. And then now we are pivoting to simple games, 800, $900, but has a lot of meat. Meaning you can play it for 1,000 times and you will not get bored. You have seen some of this. So one of the games we launched was called Vallamkali. It was boat races of Kerala. That game became super popular. Chai Garam and this, we sold thousands of copies. I shouldn't be telling you one secret, but okay, I shall not. My wife will kill me. So recently something epic happened which can actually put board games in the mainstream. Okay, I'll tell you. A big media company bought the rights to make a movie of one of our games. So it's going to be like Jumanji types where they're playing the game and it comes to life. This happened recently. We signed the contract. I got the signing bonus. Very happy. But never imagined these kind of opportunities are there. There in the world, in India. Okay. So we are, as I said, in the right era. There are certain problems which we need to clear ASAP. Whether you're a designer or a publisher or a board game cafe owner, community, organizer, or a manufacturer, in the entire supply chain, right? We need more people to play more games. That is already sorted. We are in 2025. I don't know if you know this. I actually put a poll, actually a form for meetup organizers and cafe owners to start filling it up. It's reached 175. 175 people, like, in Coimbatore, they're like what, 6, 7? Chennai, how many are there now? Board game cafes and meetup organizers?
Meetup organizers, about 25.
And cafes?
25 cafes.
25 cafes in just Chennai. Okay, and I think there's more opening up. You are only opening like 3, 4. Right? So it is already organically growing. We don't even need to be a catalyst. Ttox or us don't even have to push anybody. It's already growing, right? We are just acting as creating a platform to bring it together, have a unified vision, and again spread, right? That unified vision is very, very important to have. Like Deepika has come, right? She had no clue that there was, designers who are figuring out game manufacturing, publishing, and all of that. So many people here, and he's come here. Do you know how many publishers are there in India? Indian publishers? There are 150.
What?
Yeah. There are 150 Indian publishers with beautiful games. In that, around 60 to 70 are killer. Remaining are like, right? They are very made for India specific mass market. So, what we are looking at right now are two things. One, we need somehow, create accessibility for people to buy games. There is no store where people can actually go buy games other than going online, waiting for 3-4 days to ship. And by the way, that is not at all economical even for the distributor. Like Kumaran, the amount of money he spends for shipping one game, no, I think it's like 300 or 400 bucks. He'll put this plastic corner protectors and all. You've seen that? The bubble wrap, he wraps it like one battle tank and then sends it. So it's very expensive. And just imagine if you had a store, the margins are great. This is what I keep telling people. 50% margin, that is the amount of margin the game designers and publishers are willing to give you the games at. 50% margin. You didn't design it. You didn't manufacture it. It's not your headache to build the brand, right? All you have to do is sell. Somebody walks into the store, they take it, you got 50%. You didn't do anything, right? Now, a lot of people are actually opening up cafes. What is the revenue channel for these cafes? Food. And amazingly, board games are the only other thing people are willing to pay extra for. Can you think of anything else? If you air a cricket match, they're not going to pay extra for the cricket match airing. Board games per hour, 100 rupees they'll pay. That is assumed now. 50 rupees, 80 rupees on an average, right? I think Chennai, how much do they pay at your Zoliv's Cafe? 100. Here in Bangalore?
Same. They have an all-day package. All-day.
Okay. So Yeah, sure.
People are willing to pay for board game at least now.
Exactly.
If we compare, should we be happy about the 50-80 or
No.
other things?
That's a very good point.
I've seen in Bangalore, there's so many things.
See, I understand the context from where you're coming,
Right.
because you're a library, right? Now, if you look at the supply chain of the board game industry, a sale helps the distributor, designer, publisher, right? In a game library or a cafe, if the game is repeatedly used, it is helping in the top of the funnel of the business, which is exposure, which is great. We need that exposure, whether it's a library or a cafe or a meetup organizer, we need that exposure. But now there is so much exposure. I mean, in fact, in India, I'm sure your library, is probably just picking up. Right? Once you start getting these games for rent, Lux is doing an amazing job. Her name is Lakshmi, who's running the game library. She is doing an amazing job with renting games. It's called Dicey Discovery. She's started one in Bangalore and in Mumbai. I am Bangalore grad, man. Some brain she has. Okay, crazy creative. But if you look at the entire life cycle, right, the way you can only grow this industry is with sales of a game. That doesn't mean you have to pay 4,000 bucks for a game. Right now, designers, this is the problem they're having. They're like, hey, people are paying 4,000 for Azul. I'll charge 3,000 for my game. The customer should feel that they got a 3,000 rupee worth product in their hand, right? As a designer, it's a bigger challenge. As a designer, your 3,000 rupee perceived value should be manufactured in 300 bucks, 300 rupees. Can you design a 3,000 rupee value game in 300 rupees?
Can we join?
Yeah, it's ending almost, but yeah. So you see how there are so many parameters, but the biggest two problems, I'm asking all cafe, how many of you are opening cafes here? Anish, already I
collaborate with most teams.
Fantastic. Just imagine for a cafe, gaming is just 100 bucks, right, per hour. And also, You know, when 4 people or 8 people come and play one game and pay 800 rupees, they might as well buy the game, right? But more importantly, what I'm saying is start selling games, start retailing games. There are people who will give you games on credit. All right. In fact, this is my push to the distributors and the designers to start. This is the only way. There are so many designers sitting there. They're like, miraculously, I'm sure I'll sell 1,000 games. That will not happen. Okay. I'm sure you had a tough time, right?
I gave it on credit to all the cafes.
Exactly. See, cafes or wherever, right? You take my game, you sell, you give me whenever you can, right? If you don't do that, you know, they are like, I don't know why a lot of designers I meet nowadays, almost every day I get a pitch, okay, from a designer. They're like, I feel they visualize themselves driving a Lamborghini one day. I think they feel, to give you a rough perspective, you'll be blown away. Okay, so you know Stone Mayer games, Viticulture, Wingspan. The designer is downstairs, Mihir. He's one of the designers for Viticulture World. Okay, he has great contacts with Jamie Stegmaier, but he shared some insights with us. Okay, so I started exploring more and started talking to more people in the industry. The distributor price of a game is 65% discounted price. So imagine a 1,000 rupee game. Okay, distributor price is 35 rupees. I mean 350 rupees, right? The designer gets 10% of that, 35 rupees. 35 rupees on a 1,000 rupee game is the designer's royalty. If he needs to make 25 lakhs, that game has to be, you know, sell like in millions of copies. Then you will probably buy a flat and a house and car and all that, right? So designers also need to have certain expectations. They're only thinking, I will keep all my margin to myself. I will not give anything to anybody. You know, I've spoken to so many designers who will be like, I'll give you 10% margin. I'm like, dude, I will have to put that 10% to sell your game as a discount, right? Otherwise, I can't even sell your game. These are the expectations we have to set, right? So, one first push I want, or I want you guys to start figuring out the economics. As a meetup organizer and a board game cafe owner, believe me, you sell a 1,000 rupee game, you'll get 500 rupees as margin, versus somebody who pays $100 to come to your meetup, right? And you're growing the industry, you're helping the entire market grow. I'm so happy today. Mervin, I think he's pretty convinced about the retail strategy. This guy is cutting edge. So Zolivs is taken up the biggest risk of selling trading card games in India, because that's a huge market outside India. You know, they buy it for like, what are the economics there? They buy it for some $50, $5.
No, they don't manufacture a lot because they say that like too much quantity is like
Dilutes the value of the cards.
So they limit and a person can't buy multiple copies. A person can only buy one.
I want you guys to just to understand the industry, go check out his stall, okay, the booth. He's got games from Japan, from Malaysia, from Singapore and all, right? Did you get Bushi Road also?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So Bushi Road is a Japanese company. They make all the anime-based card games. So check it out.
They're setting up their office in India. So they told that they're bringing other TCG people.
And the second push that I really, really want to like make sure that you also catch hold of that one person and bug the hell out of that person, wherever you're coming from, right? Start conventions. These kind of things bring, you know, this congregation of multiple people sharing one passion, which is games, no, is so powerful. It'll give you goosebumps, you know. Every time I talk to people, they're like, I came from here, I came from there, you know, and they're putting in so much of effort to talk to people, spread them. I'm not paying them a penny. Those volunteers that you see, I told you, I don't know if I told you this. How many people run Ttox, do you think? How big is the Ttox team? 15?
10.
5,
10.
Two people. It's just me and my wife. They're not my staff. They're my customers. They're part of the community. Who is paying them? I'm not paying shit. I told them, pay for your own t-shirt. I can't afford to buy. They bought their own t-shirt, right? That's the amount of passion they're showing. It's just mind-blowing. And we are a huge country, huge market. There are pockets of things happening everywhere. That unified vision is what you can achieve by having them under one roof. And then you go to whatever you want. Again, meet under one roof, see what are the cutting edge ideas and concepts, what roadblocks, how can we help each other. Everybody is burning their fingers on their own in silos, right? I'm sure when you started a cafe, did you have any reference when you started initially 7 years ago?
No, I mean, so when I started my collection, it was mainly for my own personal.
So all of us are like this, right? Nobody will understand what I'm going through. That is the thing. That was a problem I had 8 years ago. Manufacturing, where to go? I converted this company who made chocolate boxes into board game manufacturers. First time I went to them and told them I want a dabba which is square like this. They're like, why? I had to convince them so much. Forget dabba. Tokens of round size. They're like, why? Hexagonal size, round, rectangle, folding board. They're like, what are you doing? But the beauty about it was, today we are at a point where we can manufacture at 1/3 the price of Japan. And with this whole tariff thing that is happening, why are we depending on US sales? We'll sell in India. Let's grow the market in India. To give you the math, I hope I'm not boring you guys. I'll end it soon. If you look at the math, right? Like for example, you see chai garam, right? We sell it at 2,899. The cost of making it is around 750 to 800 rupees. We were stupid to design a game which had 800 components. And I just dumped it on this fellow. He is like, sir, there are 300 cards. All of them are unique. What to do? And suddenly one day we go there to understand there are like 18 women who are all school teachers. He is hired because they can understand, logic and stuff. They're busy sorting cards. And if there is a goof up, it's my mistake. I designed a complicated game. We have gone through crazy amount of problems in the last 7-8 years, believe me. Luckily, our community who would pre-order, they were very lenient. They're like, hey, Phalgun, you know what? There are 7 of the same card, man. Is that how it's supposed to be? I'm like, shit. So they'd be like, oh, sorry, I'll send you the spares. They're lenient. When this happens, when somebody bought it as a gift and traveled to US and gave it, and they're like, dude, half of the components are missing. You know the kind of pain that you go through? We have overcome all of that because we are not stupid when we design now. We design in such a way that even the packaging process should be simplified. Today, you won't believe it. Now China tariffs are ridiculous. They reduced it to 30%, but it's still high. Okay. I'm thinking, if I sold chai garam in India, I make 1,200 rupees profit. If I ship the same game in US, I can double the price and sell. But my shipping cost and everything will increase. And with great difficulty, I can send this much of stock. That's it. Some 100 copies of the game. In one carton, 10 games will fit. Okay? And then I go to Japan again. This time when we went to Japan, I'm paying 2,800 rupees, 2,000 rupees, 1,800 rupees for this small card game. And chai garam, I'm looking at it, I'm like, shit. In one carton, I can fit 10. This damn game, I can fit 100 in one carton. Why are we designing big ass games which cost us 1,000 rupees, 800 rupees to manufacture when these guys are making 40 card game and selling it for 2,000 bucks? I wanted to go check it out. It's called Sashi and Sashi Games, okay? Somebody put a game 1 minute breakout or whatever, right? Jailbreak. All that is by that designer. I wanted to check out in front of the elevators. Beautiful game, beautiful game. I mean, look at the theme. You're trying to get your family members into the lift. That is the game. You'll push everybody else to the back. Like, get out. My family has to go. Right? And the design and the gameplay and the game mechanic is beautiful. It's this small, 40 cards, 2,000 bucks I paid in Japan. If you get it to India, 2,500. Last time we sold December Ttox, we sold 20 copies of all these games in 10 minutes. 10 o'clock, we opened the doors. You saw how some people were cribbing, no? 10:15, everything was over. And we did not expect it. And people are not even batting an eye. How much did you spend at today? Games?
Me, not yet bought.
Ah.
I have a budget of around 8 to 10.
Yeah, see? This is India. Why are we breaking our heads to ship outside? Let's grow the market in India. So I want to end this talk by saying the state of the industry is golden era for Indian market. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. It was fantastic. I hope I didn't bore you guys. Okay. Let me get a picture with all of you, if you don't mind, for going through this